It's Bob and Tom Tonight, starring Chick McGee, Kristi Lee, Josh Arnold, Ace Cosby, Pat Godwin, Willie Griswold, and Tom Griswold.
There, on the big screen, I can see him now. We have one of America's most handsome comedians. He is Nick Griffin. Hello, Nick. How are you, sir?
I'm great. How are you guys? Good to see you.
Great seeing you.
Good to see you, too.
Now, Nick, I'm assuming you're in New York City. Is that correct?
That's not correct.
Oh.
I am in Kansas City. I flew in a little early to see my parents, and then I'm driving up to Springfield, Missouri.
Because I know you're going to be at the Blue Room Comedy Club in Springfield, Missouri.
All right.
Friday and Saturday. So coming up this weekend, the return of stand-up comedy to the Blue Room in Springfield, Missouri. All right. Have you been doing a number of gigs? What's going on with that?
I've just been doing, for the most part, just New York City. I've done a couple like stuff in New Jersey and stuff, but this Springfield gig is the first out-of-town gig I've done in a while. I've been isolated in New York City like a lot of people, and it's been tough. You know, for a while I thought I was lonely, and then got around a bunch of people, and I was like, well, that's not it.
Now, I don't want to be driving into your personal life, but the last time we spoke, I believe you were at a woman's apartment who was a sort of a live-in situation.
Could you make this any more awkward?
Nick, we couldn't remember if you were living with your girlfriend or if you were just staying over there, for prolonged
occasionally.
Periods.
I would occasionally, but well, actually, when we last spoke, I was seeing her occasionally or staying with her occasionally. But now we actually just moved into a one bedroom, which is a giant step for a 54-year-old man. I'm out of a studio for the first time in years and years, and we just moved into a place last weekend.
Great,
that's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's great.
I don't know how to feel about
Well, you sound excited.
We've been trying to get a happy Nick Griffin for quite some time. I have a real quick question. I know that you're going to be at the Blue Room Comedy Club in Springfield, Missouri. Do you have to work blue when you play there? Can you?
No, you do not.
Okay, so Haywood could play there. It'd be okay. Okay.
That's right.
Just wonder if they do a bunch of dirty jokes. Since it's the Blue Room. Now, is there any Nick Griffin merch? A lot of the comedians have whatever T-shirts.
I have no merch. I don't. I get nervous standing at a table with people around, and
yeah, that's the backbone of merch, all right.
We could come up with something, maybe like a pill grinder.
Yeah, like a days of the week pill dispenser.
Yeah.
That's real good,
bingo.
John.
That is great.
Sorry.
People. People to me are like art films. You think you want to see them, and then 20 minutes in, you're like, "Oh, this sucks."
Yes, sir.
So, because Willie is a stand-up comedian, as you know, and
I know that. I follow him on.
Now, do you want to let out your merch secret, or is it still in the brewing stage?
Well, I'm working on it, but I'm gonna start doing some lighters and with my name, and there'll be a little joke on there,
like cigarette lighters.
Yeah, like cigarette lighters. And the whole point is that I smoke a lot of pot, but the states that I perform in, and weed isn't always legal, and so I don't want people using the lighters for weed. So it's a lighter says Willie Griswold, and then a little weed leaf with a big red circle X through it. It's a not for weed lighter.
Yes, okay.
For cigarettes, use it for arson, but not for weed.
Sure. Okay, there you go. So we'd have to come up with something for Nick. I'm not sure exactly what that would be.
You could do like you think you're smarter than Einstein koozie? You know, there's a lot of fun.
That's true. Yeah.
So what else have you been doing stuck in New York?
Well, like I said, I'm having trouble with people, and my sister said I should see a therapist, which I think is a nice way of saying stop calling here. I've seen therapists in the past. I'm not seeing anyone right now, but if I do see a therapist, I'm going to get a female therapist. It's me. I just don't feel comfortable sharing my feelings with a guy. I've been around guys my whole life. I don't trust them with my feelings. I'm sure there's hundreds of great male therapist, but I'm terrified. I'd say something like, I'm scared, and they'd be like, I'm scared. Are you scared? Oh, baby.
Yes, very unprofessional, I would say.
Right.
I would say.
Men and feelings are not, I mean, I don't have to tell Kristi this. Men and feelings are bad. It just doesn't work. Feelings to men are like crayons. They give you 64, but you only end up using like 3.
Wow.
Now, write that in stone on something, won't you? Nick Griffin is our guest. Nick, veteran of many television appearances. He's going to be live in person as they bring comedy back to the Blue Room in Springfield, Missouri, coming up Friday and Saturday. A do not miss show. How much? We were talking about this off the air. How many Letterman appearances did you do?
I had 11. 11 appearances. Yeah, I miss it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had, I know I mentioned this before, but I have one that keeps sticking in my mind where I forgot my jokes about a minute in, and I couldn't come up with it, and it was like literally about I would say a full minute of quiet in the studio where I just couldn't come up with the joke. I don't know what happened. I was probably filled with some sort of feeling that I couldn't process.
It was that one color you couldn't get to.
That's right.
I know they were very nice to you, and they did a little fix on that. But have you ever had the situation during a therapy session where you had something really important to say and forgot what it was and just sat there? Or do you feel obligated, like one does on the radio, to keep talking all the time so there's no so-called dead air? Are you comfortable staring at a therapist for 30 minutes? And
I have stared at a therapist. I also had a very attractive therapist when I first moved to New York when I was 23, and I remember like telling her all sorts of stuff that wasn't true because I didn't want her to think I was a loser.
Yep.
And I would just make up stories about myself, and I'd pay her $75. At the time, it was $75, and I thought, this is a horrible waste of time if I don't end up going to bed with this woman.
Well, they say the greatest therapist of all time is the one that came up with the 50-minute hour.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's that was quite a triumph.
And it's getting shorter. Mine's 45.
Oh, really?
Now, does she have a clock right behind her shoulder?
Yes, she does.
Your shoulder, so she doesn't She doesn't have to pull her eyes away every moment. She's going, let's see, Nick Griffin.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna write something on this thing. Let's see. I need russet potatoes.
My therapist always, we end up going an hour 10 or an hour 15.
Is that true?
And there are times where I'm like, I have to stretch. I don't know if I already did my closer.
Josh, now that I'm nervous because I only go for 50 minutes every week. I'm nervous that your therapist likes you more than my therapist likes me.
We do get along really well.
Does she ever say things like, "Oh, wait a second, can you say that again? I need this for the book." Now, is it too personal for me to ask Nick? Have you, in the course of your therapy, ever been advised to explore the world of pharmaceuticals, perhaps, to help with anything?
Do you mean, am I on any medication?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm on a very a lovely mix of.
Is it working okay? I guess that's the question. It seems to be.
Well, I guess you guys would be the judge, but
any weird side effects?
Well, I think just the ones they advertise. I'm fine.
Okay, good.
My girlfriend sometimes has complaints, but
Did she look at her? Did she look at her watch?
Oh, good. I'm glad you guys are doing well.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
russet potatoes. Yes, exactly.
Okay. Thank you. So sorry. Now, are you? I know that you're a big baseball fan. Have you been to any games?
I haven't. I've been watching a few, and I feel like the older I get, the more I enjoy baseball, just because it's more relaxed than other sports, and some of that MMA stuff just frightens me.
Sure.
Yeah, it's been great. I feel, my girlfriend, it's been, almost 3-4 years that we've been together, and she wants to get married, which is, I want her to not want that.
Yeah.
it's just so much pressure to be married. I know you guys know this, but you know, you got to love and protect the person, and if they are killed, I have to avenge her death.
Right.
That's a lot of responsibility.
And I'm lazy. It would take me forever. Yeah.
Now, are you when you communicate with, if I may use the word girlfriend?
Yeah, please.
Do you do the FaceTime or the what we're doing right now, the Zoom call, or do you just do a phone call? What's the preferred?
Yeah, I'll surprise her sometimes with a phone call because we definitely don't FaceTime. I mean, I think she feels weird. She doesn't like how she looks, which is so silly. We've been together forever, but she doesn't like how she looks on the phone. Then she worries about what I'm thinking when I'm looking at her face. And yeah, we just do that. And I do a lot of texting. And that's easy. You know, you can really be romantic texting and you don't have to say it out loud, you know.
Oh, there you go. Now, I'm assuming you're above the world of so-called sexting. I don't see a Nick Griffin.
No, I don't do that. No,
DP.
Now
no, there's no sexting for me. I'm past that now. I don't want to encourage her.
Yeah, okay. Okay, just asking. Nick, it's great talking to you. Glad things are going well in your life. It sounds terrific. Can't wait to get you back on the road full time.
Well, I'm looking forward to it, and I can't thank you guys enough. It was wonderful to see your faces this morning.
You too, Nick.
You too. You look great.
Love you guys.
Hair looks good.
Love you, Nick. Thank you.
Bye, Nick. Love you.
One of the great heads of hair.
Bye-bye. See you, Willie.
See ya.
Of course, if you don't know what Nick looks like, just look up
Here we go.
Coronet Blue.
Google young.
Jesus.
Who do you think?
Coronet Blue.
Oh, I was going to say young
Converse,
David
I believe.
Lynch.
Yes.
Was it Frank Converse?
Frank Converse.
Yeah.
He looks like Nick Griffin.
He looks like.
Oh, he's more handsome than Frank Converse and David Lynch by far.
Come on.
Oh, I definitely.
He does look. I think he looks more like David Lynch.
He's still right there.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Nick knows he looks like David Lynch.
So vain. Those are fake glasses.
World's oldest known bottle of whiskey is going up for auction. According to CNN, the liquor is known as Old Ingledew Whiskey.
I was spitting the whiskey.
Ingledew.
Yes. That's what it says.
What a great name. How do you spell Ingledew?
Ingledew.
You've heard of Booby Doo, right?
What's Booby Doo?
What's
Booby Doo is
It's a Sinatra thing, isn't it?
no, an overweight.
Booby
An
doo.
overweight lady. Her stomach sticks out more than her booby do.
Oh, no.
Oh my gosh!
And then
I stepped on that.
There's
I had
also
no
a
idea.
Dickie Doo.
A Dickie do.
Yeah,
Same
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
His belly's farther out than his Dickie is.
It was bottled in LaGrange, Georgia in the 1860s and is expected to fetch between $20,000 and $40,000 at an online auction
Wait a minute.
in June.
When was it bottled?
In 1860s.
That doesn't sound like it could be safe to drink.
Well,
Oh,
it's
I'm
just a
sure.
collectible, I guess.
The Skinner auction house said carbon.
Skinner?
Would you let me finish the story?
I went away from the
Are
mic
you
so I could yell it while you were
beat
talking.
me. You
still.
beat me to it.
You just got to learn to talk over it.
Yeah, come on.
You're going to question
sorry,
every
so-
word? I'll just stop after every word.
So in 1860,
Wow.
sorry, it was bottled in Georgia, and it's whiskey. Okay, go ahead.
The Skinner auction house said carbon-14 dating indicates the whiskey was produced between 1762 and 1802.
Wow.
Skinner's rare spirits expert Joseph Hyman, go ahead.
Is that right?
Whoa.
Go ahead.
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to interrupt you with anything. Where was it brewed again?
In LaGrange, Georgia.
Got out of whiskey. It's 1860.
Well, see, it's not 1860 because now it's later in the story it says it was produced between 1762
Yeah, I know.
and
I was
1802.
going to ask you about that, but I didn't
Well,
want to scream that.
No kidding. Wow.
They didn't bottle it for like 60 years.
I didn't write this, okay? So I don't. Maybe
Someone's
that's.
moody.
Maybe it isn't. Maybe it should be in the 1760s. Maybe that's a.
Whatever you say, ma'am.
So it could be 200 years old, what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You know what you'd make with that?
What would you make?
An old-fashioned.
Naturally. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
What is an old-fashioned? All I know is that
Simple syrup,
Jim Backus would drink them.
Oh, I make a mean
Make
old-fashioned.
it old-fashioned.
You make a mean old fashioned?
Oh, yes. Yes. If I do say so myself.
I'd share an old fashioned with you.
All right, I'll have you over
And then,
for old
boy,
fashioned.
I'm going to try to make out with you so hard.
God.
Look, I'm going to get aggressive.
Kristi, he's not
And this
kidding.
is how they did birth control 200 years ago.
I have.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Thanks very much for joining us. We're about to visit with a visitor from space. Oh, no, that's Al Jackson.
Colonel Al Jackson from the shuttle. Colonel, how are you?
I thought it was Space Brother. You got some kind of a silvery jacket on.
I'm in my tracksuit phase of life, guys. You should all be jealous.
I am jealous.
Very relaxing part of your life when you're just all tracksuits.
Would you and your lady friend, would you get on board an aircraft both wearing tracksuits?
Oh, that's the goal. First of all,
That is the goal, isn't it?
Yep. This is the goal. And honestly, this is like, as we talk about, like constantly trying to work on, racial barriers and everything. That's one thing white folks can get from black folks, because black folks will immediately, if they're coupled up, they just start wearing the same stuff. It starts right after prom with matching T-shirts. Black couples will be at the amusement park dressed exactly the same. And like, it'll be matching sweatsuits. It might even be a phrase like, Tina and Dara love each other or something. And it's like just written in calligraphy
Letting the world
across
know.
their chest.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. It's like, and they won't get made fun of for it. It's beautiful.
All right, now, Al, I sort of stumbled when I tried to mention your lady friend because this is Ace's fault. We're on the air earlier this week, and Ace refers to his partner as opposed to his fiancée or girlfriend. Then we kind of went around the room, and the English language doesn't really have a good word for this. Partner to me sounds a little businesslike. How do you refer to your lady friend, as it were? Concubine, lover. What is the
lover? I feel like you have to be in the south of France to have a lover. You can't have one in Philly.
He's my lover.
I would to my friends I say my girl. On the TV, I'll say my partner, and also because you'll be surprised how much pushback you'll get for saying somebody's your girl, because some women don't like that. She wouldn't care, but some people would be like, yo, she's a woman, right? But I would be like, yo, Willie's my boy, and that's like something that like we still have to kind of get to.
It's endearing.
It's like. Yeah, it's like it's a weird thing, but I understand like when you're being professional, we could talk like that. But like there is something to be said for like, I'm not disrespecting you by saying you're my girl, but my girl has checked me and said, don't refer to women as girls. So if I be like, oh, there's a bunch of girls in there, and man, all my boys are over there.
Now, when's the cutoff point?
Women.
When's the cutoff point? Because a friend of mine, they just had a baby, so I know it's a baby woman. Or can we call her a girl?
Creepy.
Yeah, I know it's creepy. It's a joke.
Woman. Yeah, I love it.
So, but don't you think partner is a little bit too businesslike?
Yeah, it's a sterile term, but you know what? It's more, I guess. Didn't that evolve into a gay thing?
It absolutely did.
Wasn't that a gay thing, my partner? And then all of a sudden now everybody's covered by it?
Yeah, I think that it was like to just make no one feel not included at work. But then now that we've had gay marriage for 10 years, like our executive producer is a gay guy, good friend of mine, Michael Dean. Shout out Michael Dean. And he's like, yeah, my husband. So he doesn't say my partner.
Right.
Okay.
What do you call Kelly? What do you call
girlfriend?
Kelly? Okay.
Well, that's what you have to do, Al, is make this your girl your wife. That's all you have to do.
Yeah. Yes. That's working on that. No, hey, man. Look, dude. I am here for it. I am ready. I'm not trying to date anymore. I don't want to swipe one more time. I don't want to be at a bar at 10:30 asking somebody, so where'd you go to college? If I ever ask anybody that question, I have failed. I'm done.
Okay, we got chapter 3 of the book. I don't want to swipe one more time.
I don't, man. I'm all
That's
good.
Great, Al. Al, we got time for a short quiz to help me get a little bit hipper in the world of language. What have you got?
All right, Tommy. you had a good week last week, but you're only as good as you are today. I don't know if that's a saying because it's probably not.
Pretty close. Yeah. Pretty close.
Josh, that's what happens when your brain shuts off halfway through a sentence. I'm like, you're only as good as
every 4 sentences.
Tommy, tell the people what it means when you use the phrase "we move."
We move?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is not in the biological realm, obviously.
Yeah, I don't think it has to do with bowel movement.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite jokes, Chief Bowels. It ends when he goes, bowels move now. TP full.
Yeah, TP.
That's a classic.
TP full. That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Laughing like a
famous laxative joke. No disrespect meant to anyone. We move. Oh, boy.
I actually really like this one.
We move. I think
it
means like we get along really well. We're together. We can do stuff together.
Oh, that's good.
We
I like
move.
that.
That's a great answer, and that would be, they have a 1A and a 1B for it. I would like that as a second answer, but it just means like whatever's happening, you move forward. So I could be like, Tom, I'm trying to get there to be in studio with you guys, but I missed both my flights. But whatever, we move.
Oh, sure.
I already
Go with
booked
the
it
flow?
on to the 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Just like whatever just happened, forget about it. It's over.
Yeah, forward
We're gonna
motion.
move forward.
Let's not
Yeah.
dwell on the I like it very much.
Yeah, that's good.
We move.
I kind of like that one. Yeah, we
It
move.
is good.
Like,
Every
whatever.
morning on
Don't
the
let it
show
get
after
you down.
sports, we move.
I'm right here. I can hear you. I'm wearing
That was
headphones.
an unfair attack, Chick.
Good Lord.
I apologize.
Thank you,
You do
Josh.
good work.
I'm sorry, too.
So sorry.
Watch the entire show live or on demand at bobandtom.com.